About a year ago, after a couple of years or more of planning.
Yes.
You started the L. Lawrence Brandon, named after your late son.
Yes.
Transitional home for boys.
For boys.
As I said going into the break, as noble
thank you.
As noble an undertaking as anything I can recall in the last, I don't know, pick a number.
Yes.
Tell us about that. Tell us how it's going and what the goals are.
Well, of course, I'm grateful for the L. Lawrence Brandon LL Brandon, the third transitional home for boys. And, of course, our motto is from our housing to college housing. And we're grateful for the staff. And, of course, we're mentoring some boys, and we are fully licensed.
How many right now, by the way?
Well, we don't have any in yet.
Okay.
We're mentoring.
Right.
We're mentoring. And we're working through that this week, and we should be receiving boys within the next couple of weeks.
Wow.
And
so we caught you right at the right time.
Yes, you did. And we're going to start at 25, where we can house up to 100 and something, but we're going to start small and really work these boys. And we have the staff in place. So the community is so wonderful. So many people involved in this and want to help and want to volunteer their time to help mentor our boys. There's boys that we're mentoring now we're talking to. There's boys that are ready to come in. And I'm just excited.
Who will be there? When you say the boys, what boys are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about ages 13 to 17.
What walks of life will these youngsters be?
There are those who are considered homeless. And then there are those who are considered troubled, if you would, and we call it challenge. And in fact, the terminology that we're using is gentlemen. We're going to call them gentlemen, because we want them to begin a journey.
You always, I'm not going to say without meaning to, but you do it instinctively. You say the most awesome stuff, and you said something. Well, I'm coming back to you, and you said a couple of minutes ago, right as we started this segment, you said, "We're going to work those boys."
Yes.
Discipline, hard work,
yes,
and a goal. You and I talk about all the time. We both love Herm Edwards, right? A goal without a plan
oh my God.
Is just a wish.
Absolutely. In fact, there's 5 boys that I'm going to send over to the Heirs Academy, working with the Brasadas, to give them a certification. And these boys, we're partnering with Heirs College, so while the boys are in our program in high school, they can also obtain a certification. So when they go to college, because some people say college is not an option. I said, well, try it first before you say it's not an option. So when they go to college, they'll have a national certification. I'm pushing some of our young people now, because there are programs. There's a young lady, one of our members' granddaughters, receiving. She's graduating, but she's graduating from high school as a senior with a 2-year degree already.
Wow,
an associate's degree. So how much time and monies will her family save? And so those are programs that we want to introduce our young gentlemen into. But the main thing is discipline, because there's quite a few young men. In fact, I was talking to a parent yesterday. There's some of the young men just need discipline. They need that male role model, because sadly enough, in our Shreveport community, we have those boys without role models, positive role models.
And you have found, then I want you to complete the thought, but you have found through years of walking the walk, for lack of a better term, that kids they crave that discipline.
Absolutely. Why would you leave home and say you don't want discipline and join a gang? That's crazy. Children want discipline, loving discipline, but we got to be stern with it, because nowadays I think we're a little passive. But we can't be passive with our children. And my children, I love my children, but I'm not their buddy. I'm your daddy. And that's what these young men need. They don't need adults being buddies, but they need adults being loving caregivers, loving examples that will push them into their great potential. So we're sharing with those that we're mentoring and those that are going to enter the program. We're sharing with them that you're beginning a new journey. Your slate is clean. Let's start from here. And let's change the course of your life. And so these young men, and I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about this program opening. Of course, we've been in meetings in Baton Rouge, and there are those in Baton Rouge said, "When are you going to start the girls?" So I said, "Well, let's get the boys, home off the ground first."
Where's it going to be? Tell me about that.
Well, it's at the Westwood Park. Many of you that are listening, you remember the old Westwood Manor nursing home?
Yes,
that's ours now, and we've renovated that, and now it's a LL Brandon Transitional Housing for Boys. In fact, I'll call you. I want you to take a tour. I want you to take a look at it.
I would be honored. That's
snapshot
awesome
of what it looks like, and we're preparing. In fact, we're posting college paraphernalia because we want the boys. Optics, I believe in optics. We want the boys to be thinking about college, thinking about your future, thinking about moving forward. And so we started these various programs to get the boys ready, and of course the girls ready, like our literacy program on Tuesday nights from 6 to 7, because readers are leaders, leaders are readers, and we want you to read this. And I'm grateful for math, but you can't understand mathematic expressions if you don't know how to read. So we're pushing our children to read on Tuesday nights. We have the Girls Who Code, we have the Lego Club for boys, robotics, and what have you. Just getting them ready. The children need something to do. A lot of children, they get into the older people would call it foolishness. They get into a lot of mess. They get into a lot of mischief. It was because many of them don't have anything to do. But if we can provide a safe environment for our children, in particular our boys, because, I have an affinity for boys because these young gentlemen, men are protectors of the family. And we need strong, manly men to make the difference. And so we're raising up our girls to be ladies, but we're not doing a good job in raising up our boys to become gentlemen, because we need gentlemen for our ladies. And so that's why I am, and I'm passionate about this.
Tell me about the web. You've got, if folks are listening, go, man, I'd like to see photos of that, see what I can do to help.
Sure.
You've got a website. Tell me about it.
Northwest Louisiana CDC.org.
Northwest Louisiana CDC.org.
Yeah, CDC, Community Development Corporation. So Northwest Louisiana CDC.org, or they can call 631-4428, 631-4428. And we wouldn't mind giving you a tour. Anyone who calls in, we can give you a tour so you can take a look at it, because, again, we need the help, we need the support, and more importantly, we definitely need your prayer.